I'm here to introduce you to a new machine in the United States. This is the Katoku variable speed knife sharpener. This is a 14-pound machine that operates between 100 RPM and 6,000. It is a first in the industry to have an inexpensive machine that will both operate at 100 RPM and at 6,000. This is a guided machine. We have two guides that will hold the knife at a particular angle that is most popular. In this case, you can see the knife operating on the belt at approximately 20 degrees. And that is adjustable right through here, so you won't make mistakes and you'll hit a 20-degree angle every time. It's a relatively simple machine. We have a high-powered light. We have a variable speed that is adjustable on touch, and we have a quick change belt system. Very easy to use, very fast, efficient, with good tracking. By that I mean you can track with a little touch of the hand. You can track your belt. You have all the features here that you need. You have belt storage for when you're sharpening. You can reach your belts easily. Again, as I said, the light, the whole unit sits very comfortably, roughly 18 inches by approximately 14 inches or 12 inches. And it's easy to carry, carrying handle, and that's good to go. For the first demonstration, I'm going to take a relatively inexpensive knife and set this at 20 degrees with this adjustable angle. And how would I know I have 20? Right on the back side are the degree angles shown, and you can adjust to where you want. This is an up and down movement just to show you that I've got 20 here. We have an angle gauge that's showing 20 degrees. So you know I'm sitting at 20. If I wanted to change that to 25 or down to 15, all it would take is a hand approach. So I'm going to start this process right now. I'm going to turn on the machine at a relatively slow speed, and I'm going to pass on the right side and look for a burr formation that will form right here as I cut the one side. So here we go. You can see the burr forming as I draw it across. And I'm coming to the tip. There's the burr formation. And with one pass on this 120 grit belt, I've done one side. I don't quite like what I did there. I need the tip a little bit better, so I'm going to go back in and work that tip. And you can see the burr formation. There's a very noticeable line. There's no heat here because my speed is very slow. I'm going to flip this thing over, change hands, and do the other side. Again, not a difficult process. There's the burr reappearing. This is not a difficult procedure. Will produce extremely sharp edges. Okay, done. So I now have cut a new edge on this knife, and I'm sitting with a burr formation. This is quite adequate for most of your work. If you're getting into custom-made knives, you would go up different belts, change to a finer belt, and go with a very high finish. This is just serviceable work. I'm now going to take this and put on a buffing belt and take off that burr formation to get a sharp edge. So I put the belt on. See how it's tracking? You want to change the track a little. There we go. Turn up the speed. Put a little compound on here. And now I'm going to remove the burr formation. You can see it quite clearly. And I'm going to come and take that burr right off. Get a little more speed here. And you can actually see this. There it goes. You can see it moving. Switch hands. Go to the left side. I see little bits of burr coming off. You can see this is a pretty fast procedure. It's not complicated, very easy. And we should have a pretty sharp knife at this point. In a matter of a few minutes, we have an extremely sharp knife. How easily I go through this paper. No effort, as thin as you want to slice it. This is a $1 knife bought at the dollar store with a super edge on it. Done very quickly on the Katoku machine. This is something you can do and learn quickly to master. You've got your lighting, you've got your speed, your abrasives. The next is just practice. Now for the next demonstration, and you get asked this quite a bit, I'm going to take a small knife, like a pocket knife. This happens to be a neck knife. And I'm not going to go in the guide because it's such a small knife. It's just too bulky. So I'm going to freehand this. This is not hard. Same belt. And since it's such a small piece, this blade is not even 2 inches, or barely 2 inches. You don't need much in the way of speed. And you're going to, it's a one-sided knife. So you're only really going to hit this one side. And you will see a burr formation, which means the metal is folded up. And you'll see you have a new edge. So the idea is slow speed, and then look closely as the burr forms. You will see it. There's the new line. And I don't see a strong enough burr formation, but it's there. I'm going to go back and do it again. Again, I'm freehanding. Okay, it's done. There is a burr formation on the back side. Turn off your machine. Put on a polishing belt to remove the burr and get a sharp edge. This is a pretty fast procedure. You get a lot of people that will ask you to sharpen their pocket knives. This is the best way to go at it. Put the belt on, a little compound, and I have a burr on this side. It's one-sided blade. So I'm going to peel that off. There it is. I'm going back on top just to make sure I got all the burr. and we're done. Extremely sharp, very, very dangerous little knife. And you can see I can cut this very fine. So this is done fairly quickly, and I did not use a guide because it's just too bulky when you have a blade this small. So you can see the process is pretty simple. It allows you to do quite a few things. Scissors, knives can all be done on this unit, and I think it's a wonderful unit for a hobbyist or somebody who wants to make a living at this, sharpening for a living. This is a heck of a start for a very little amount of money. I'm putting another belt on here. I thought maybe you'd want to see another little demo. This is another $1 knife. It's not very sharp. So I'm going to go ahead and sharpen this. Again, all free-handed, just because it's easy enough to do. The trick in freehanding is to look for the burr formation. So when I lay this down, immediately I'm going to see a burr formation if my lighting is good. So here I go. There's the burr. I see that line. And we have a brand new edge. And it's a big edge, a beauty. You can see that. And a nice strong burr. I'm now going to switch hands and go to the left side. Immediately I'm going to look for the burr formation here. When it's there, I'm at the right spot. There it is. One pass, another perfect edge on both sides. Your burr is here, as you can see. Shut down your machine. Put on your polishing belt. I'm tracking this belt, put a little compound on it. And I'm going to put my speed up to take off this nasty burr. There it goes. You can see it leaving the metal. Other side. And there you have a wicked edge. A very, very sharp edge. Woo! Again, these are inexpensive knives, so they cut very, very well when they're sharpened. How long they last is anybody's guess, but it's not an expensive knife. So you can see here that I can cut this thing extremely fine. How much more do you want to get it? How much sharper do you want to go than that? You don't need it any sharper. And that about covers it for this first session with the Katoku variable speed machine. A lot of potential here. Very, very easy to use. You've got a whole guide system. It even comes with an optional second guide system that actually is part of the package. You get the light, the machine, 2 guides, your belts, your polishing belt, your compound, and that's it. The only option that I have not included is the leather belt. Some people are very fascinated by leather, and they are available. They're about $25. They're custom made for this machine. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this little session.